Hi, buddy. It's Jeff here. I saw that we saw this meme up on that someone posted up here. I can't remember who posted it, but I'm gonna respond to it about the kind of the European versus American versions of out of office emails, and the European one is I'm away camping for the summer. Please email me back in September, and when I'm back. And then the American one was, I'm out of the office for 2 hours to get kidney surgery, and please call me at any time, and please call me or text me at any time I'm available. Now, I made a comment on it, just it's very true, and then a lot of people made about comments on it that it's sad and true and all this stuff, but I think one thing we're missing in this, and I think that's a key thing, is the word accountability. And I've got this in my video books on working with Americans, understanding working with Americans, and working with the French. And I've been working with the Germans too, and I have a few other ones coming. But the word accountability here is the key thing. And that came out in my article of working with the French in the Multilingual magazine about 15 years ago. And then I've been doing it in this video series. And if I haven't done the video series on the word accountability, I'm going to do it now. Well, I'm going to do it today. The concept of accountability for the European version shows a lack of accountability, right? It's just like, well, you reached me, sorry, I'm gone. Too bad. Please email me back in September, which like in 5 to 6 weeks, the customer is like gone elsewhere, right? Found another provider for whatever the service is. And a lot of that comes from the fact that why we have that in Europe. And one of it's because most of the services are free, right? So the service providers, especially for civil servants and public services, don't see the thing as valuable. So it's like they just wash their hands of the responsibility and don't worry about it. It's not always true for just public service. I've seen it actually for products and services too that you pay for quite a bit. I've actually seen a colleague in a software company leave on vacation, didn't leave any information, and just left everybody kind of in a really bad situation, all the colleagues. And luckily, when that person got back, the boss like chewed them out to death, right? Because they had left everybody in a mess. And the American one shows the accountability. I'm not going to lose my customers, right? It's just that. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I will not sacrifice my customers. That's what's saying. It's showing accountability. Now, the email, the thing doesn't mean I'm going to answer everything. It just means I'm going to be available to maybe forward you to the other person that can help you, right? But I'm not going to leave you in a mess. Because the American sees the concept, it's a work ethic question. And I'm not saying having to work is the thing here. I'm talking about the accountability aspect of not leaving. The American version gave a contact number and said, here's who to contact. And that person may actually not have a backup. But the person says, I'm available, right? Whereas European said, like, screw you. I mean, just surely. That's what the email says. Screw you. It didn't say, I'm away. Please email me back in a month or two, right? 6 weeks, between 3 and 6 weeks. No accountability, no leaving anything, right? That's what the message is conveying. That's what an American would see out of this. Like, they don't care. And there's a lot of truth to this, right? You can see this in books. Pascal Baudry, living French and Americans, the other shore, and their original French is Français et Américain, l'autre rive. And in that, Pascal Baudry talks about accountability. He talks very specifically about, speaking about the French, but you can see this in other continental European cultures too, the French specifically. It's like the accountability, the thing of responsibility and accountability is God at the top, then the boss, then the boss's dog, and then the employee, and then the customers down at the bottom of the list, right? And you can see a lot of questions about the problems that the boss will rather favor the employee because it's so hard to get rid of the employee, right? It's so hard to get rid of an employee because of the labor laws that the boss will favor, in a customer complaint situation, will favor the employee and back at the employee rather than back at the customer, because the customer might just leave, no big deal, right? Whereas that won't happen in the United States. The customer will say, "What's your name? What's your boss's name?" And will scare, the intimidate and scare the employee into providing good customer service. And that's why the United States has great customer service compared to continental Europe. And I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying it's better customer service. And the thing from coming to that is that email, it's the out of office email shows that. It shows that concept. It shows that, which is why Americans are good at selling this products and services and the customer service and the accountability goes along with it and the project, all that goes along with it. They're selling that entire thing, and they're selling that trust in that. And that's why that's why you're going to have that element. Whereas the European one, and I've seen this in other countries too, because I've been not toured around Europe enough and worked with enough for enough European companies and with enough European companies and with European colleagues for the past 3 decades, not just the French, but European in general. The Anglo-Saxon culture in general is much more accountable. It's built in the DNA of the Anglo-Saxon cultures, not just American. Probably stronger with Americans, but the issue that you're going to run into here with the continental Europe is hey, optimication, too bad. I'm not saying it's else. I'm not saying it's all the time. I've said that there are exceptions, but there can come this, and the Americans that come here to Europe on vacation are appalled by the customer service. Just appalled by it. I'm not saying just France. I'm saying in general. You can see this in a lot of expat groups and things like that. They'll rail on all the kind of the lack of customer service, and I was talking to a restaurant employee today, or it was today, or this morning, or yesterday, about they said the customer's king, right? It was in France, and I said, well, yes and no. And I said, well, okay, customer's king, but customer's not always right. But the customer's still king in the sense that they have the right to say something. Now, you may say no. You may actually refuse it. And we've seen lots of LinkedIn posts about that. But I think the key thing is to see this meme from an angle of accountability. And I think it gives a different impression. It shows a lot of different stuff. And maybe this will spark up a little more debate about the whole topic of that meme, right? But it's not so much about the labor law thing. I think it's sending another message that we've missed, and I think that's something to think about too. So, what do you think about it?